Alrighty, everyone, welcome back to DSP versus the Internet for April 22nd, 2023. I believe this is episode 10 of the show. Thanks to everyone who has been tuning in live and participating in the discussion and supporting the channel in any way. But if you're watching on demand, remember, the best way to support this channel is by becoming a channel member. That's how you can submit the clips for each week's show. And if you become a member, you can watch the archive stream right away, so you don't have to wait all week for the new videos to go live over the course of the week. So thanks in advance to anyone who supports the streams, but in general, thank you. And let's continue. This next video is from an Ultra member, and apparently it's a match of mine from over 7 years ago, from one of the betas of Street Fighter V. This is before Street Fighter V was even officially released. And you're going to see how bad the online play of this game was at launch. Here we go.
We've got a Ken.
So I was the Zangief.
All this is wrong. It says only one win. I had 2 straight wins. This thing's completely wrong. Everything you see is wrong. All right.
Yeah, their betas were pretty darn bad. Their betas were atrociously bad, actually. Lag-filled, bugs, everything was bad. Let's see what this is.
Here we go.
Haven't seen Street Fighter V in quite some time. I'm glad Street Fighter 6 comes out in about a month.
Here we go.
Look how long you had to wait. It's all fucked up. Look at this. You sit here with nothing to do. Finally.
Round 1. Fight.
By the way, look at the art style of Street Fighter V versus how it's going to look like in Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 is like very realistic and interesting. Street Fighter 5, everything was ultra deformed, cartoony. They look like weird action figures or like claymation or something. I don't know what they were going with this art style. It sucks.
Of course. I should have expected that.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, come on,
Here
dude.
it is.
What is this?
Very nice online play. Look at that amazing connection.
Wow.
Wouldn't you love to play a game like this competitively?
The game's fucking serious. That was terrible.
The music's great. I love the remix Ken.
Oh, it didn't come out. Oh, I didn't have EX. Never mind.
When a game's just laggy, you can't time anything. You're just guessing. You're just throwing moves out and hoping they hit. Like right there, I'm just mashing 360 and hoping you construct what he does. Look how laggy it is. There's no way you can actually control the match.
Great music. It's a Ken Steve Street Fighter 2 remix, but the connection's fucking terrible. Oh my god, look at this.
Oh my god, look how bad.
This is unplayable.
Yikes.
Oh,
what? Nice teleportation. Oh yeah, just keep mashing Dragon Punch. That's a great move. Oh my god.
Whoa, this is great. What a completely legit match. What the fuck, dude?
This was the whole launch of the game was like this too. This wasn't just the beta. The whole like first 2 weeks the game was out, people bought it, and this is what you had to play if you even got a match. Because the matches was not even working at all.
What the fuck?
Nice.
This is terrible garbage.
And it's fair. It's so fair because Ken could just stand back and throw fireballs. And what am I supposed to do? I'm Zangief. I can't counter it with that kind of lag. That's impossible.
What a great game. It's that next-gen netcode.
What's sad is this was representative of like the game. Like its whole first year was just a fucking mess of shit. It was a really bad experience. They apparently fixed it later, but you know how many people are gonna go back after an initial experience like this? And they ruined the fucking game.
That was 360.
Can't do anything here. Like I literally can't do anything. The lag is unbearable.
That's unplayable, dude. My moves don't come out, it's unplayable. All he's doing is jumping back and forth and spamming. Fuck this scrub.
Fuck
this scrub.
Well, there you go. Do I get even angrier?
That guy was garbage. Come on, man. Gee, the first round, I win. Then all of a sudden, the game becomes insanely laggy and I lose. I wonder why. Complete trash.
Just like the game. Yes, this was before I had any live interaction with my audience. So this was before I had face cam and everything. This was like 2016, I want to say. Like 7 years ago. After, it was 2017 when I integrated full interaction with the audience. So this was before that. That's why I didn't see my face cam. I wasn't talking with anyone or anything like that. So, okay.
Due to the presentation of this evidence of the Declaration of Independence with a giant wad of chewing gum stuck to it, I do not believe that my FA committed the act of nuking the country of Turkey.
And I had to find that in 3 days in a country where it's not even supposed to be, so I hate this court.
Right. And officially, you are not objection.
Oh, God damn it, Edgeworth.
Well, Mr. Wright, you may have proven that she didn't do it, but then who did do it?
I don't know, I'm just here to prove she didn't do it.
I don't know, he's got a little bit of a point, you know?
Wait, what?
I mean, the only proposed suspect was Maya, and it couldn't have been the heir, and I also lack object permanence, so, it might still be Maya.
I just gave you 20 pieces of evidence showing that she didn't do it.
Don't know what that is. Forgot it happened. I forgot. Nope. Not in my brain.
It's the detective's job to find the suspects. I'm the fucking defense.
Detective Gumshoe, what is your input? I don't want to look around that crime scene anymore. My feet hurt real bad, and the crime. That is a good point, right? His feet are getting real tired looking around the...
Well, I understand what they're going for, but I just don't think it's funny. Again, you know, he's right. In the Phoenix Wright games, it's absolutely ridiculous, where instead of just having a real court case where you have to prove someone is innocent or guilty, you end up having to, like, completely solve the crime, which isn't your job. It's actually true that in Phoenix Wright games, almost never do the police do anything. It's always on you, as the attorney, to solve the entire crime, like you're some kind of like a private investigator or detective. You're not, but that's what the game tasks you with doing. So I understand what the video is going for. I just don't find it very funny. Let's continue. The Strasbourg Dancing Plague. How long? 4 minutes. That's not bad. Let's see what this is about.
In the middle of July 1518, seemingly without reason, residents of the French town of Strasbourg began dancing compulsively in the streets, with many unable to stop even when restrained or physically exhausted.
Really?
The dancers continued day and night, with many dancing until they collapsed and died.
What?
The mysterious dancing plague, which lasted into the heat of August, is said to have claimed as many as 400 lives.
What? Seriously, this is real?
The bizarre outbreak began with a single woman, Frau Truffaut, who danced on her own for almost a week before she was joined by several others. As soon as the plague started spreading, more were quick to join in, and by the second week around 30 people were affected. It is documented that the dancers would continue their frenzied jigs long past the point of injury.
You know what's funny though? Even though this might be true, the pictures are not depicting this at all. Like, take a look. No, everyone there's happy. People are clapping to music, right? Like, that's not a picture of like a plague and people are horrified they can't stop. This is completely unrelated, I think. The pictures.
Some would froth at the mouth. Some appeared to be gripped by painful convulsions. They moved without music, without joy, and seemingly without
So they
control.
dance without music, they just dance.
When one dancer dropped dead of exhaustion, the others would continue to dance around the body,
What the hell?
unable even to move away. Many cried out for help from onlookers as they danced. But how to help these people? The city council were baffled by the incident and tried a number of cures. These ranged from restraining dancers by wrapping them in cloth to herding the dancing masses into guild halls where music was laid on in the hope that it would help the dancers to exorcise the need to dance from their bodies.
What?
If anything, however, this only exacerbated the problem. Modern explanations for what happened that summer range from mass epilepsy to communal food poisoning with a psychoactive substance. The true
Could a psychoactive substance make you dance, though?
explanation is much simpler, however, and much more unnerving. The Strasbourg dancing plague of 1518 was not a unique incident.
Oh, really?
Similar plagues of manic dancing had struck small towns and villages all along the River Rhine for many years.
So it's the river?
But these had affected a relatively small number of people and had often subsided without any deaths. The only thing that affected settlements had in common was a belief system, specifically the belief in St. Vitus, a Catholic saint. It was believed by many that St. Vitus could curse the sinful to dance themselves to death.
What?
This strongly held belief combined with the stress of seeing others dance against their will, may have been what compelled many of the dancers to join in the mania. The problem was in their minds, but no less real and no less deadly for that.
This is obviously something to do with the river. They literally just admitted it only affected people along this Rhine River. There was something in the water that was screwing with the people, obviously. That's the real commonality, right?
As St. Vitus had caused the plague, St. Vitus would prove to be the only functional solution to it. After almost 2 months, officials hit upon the idea of taking affected dancers to a mountaintop shrine to the saint, where they could pray for absolution. Given this chance to set their guilty souls at ease, many dancers found that they were able to regain control of their limbs and finally stop dancing.
This is bullshit.
The plague, thus cured, died out in the early days of September 1518. It would be the most severe and the last dancing plague ever to strike Europe. As belief in St. Vitus died out, so too did this strange and deadly phenomenon.
Because it was bullshit.
It remains recorded in the history books as one of the strangest episodes of mass mania ever to occur.
There's no way. If it really happened, it has something to do with that river. It has nothing to do with some saint. It has nothing to do with a curse. Something in the river poisoned them. All right.
Hey everybody, Adam Savage from
Oh,
Testing
shit,
with
look at
Brandon
this.
Ellinger from Prop Store. Hello, sir.
Hey Adam, good to see you.
They got Johnny
Good to see you. I
5.
have some excellent news for everybody out there. Johnny 5 is alive.
Dude, this is
Dude,
cool.
you have Johnny
now,
Fi-
I'm going to be honest. I hope I don't get hit with copyright. I hope not. Because this is cool. I would love for them to look at Johnny 5. It's a 6-minute video. I would love to actually see what the prop robot looked like and how it operated. Because I love the Short Circuit movie. This is from Short Circuit and Short Circuit 2. Johnny 5 is the robot that becomes sentient and self-aware and becomes an independent living creature instead of just a controlled robot because it's hit by lightning. It's kind of nice of a nice thing to see him so many years later because I loved those movies. I watched them a ton when I was a kid. But I wonder if we're going to get copyright for this video, quite frankly. I guess we'll find out.
Live from Short Circuit right here.
He's alive and he's coming to auction this November. Our
This is
London-
November. This video is 6 months ago. So this would have been last year. He was auctioned off. I wonder who won him.
Going to auction?
This is going to be auctioned. Yeah. This is, I think it's the first one that we've ever had go through auction. And what's really cool is its first movie. So all first movie.
First movie build.
Short Circuit #1, Johnny 5.
What year did Short Circuit come out? Is it
That's
it's
a good
early
question.
80s,
I'm going to say
yeah?
84, 85.
Yeah.
Check us, listeners.
This is a
Something like
really
that.
interesting fandom for this film because when I talk to people about Johnny 5, obviously I know a lot of robot people, but there is a particular love for this robot in film.
Yeah, there
that
is.
Few other franchises get the frenzy of fans of this film.
And what do you think it is?
Well, I mean, he was actually a truly functional robot.
Right.
He,
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't autonomous. There was a bunch of amazing puppeteers and engineers keeping him going. But, like, this was one of the earliest films that had a mechanical character that actually functioned through the movie.
And very believable.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like every bit of it, the tread system, the arms, the pulleys, it looks like it could all come to life, right?
Yeah, there's no suspension of disbelief with this.
Yeah.
This is
Unique.
just,
Just look.
okay, sure.
Yeah, this is 1980s technology, right? If they made this today, which I wouldn't be shocked if they fucking make a new Short Circuit. I would not be surprised in any way, shape, or form if this movie gets remade like every other movie. Okay? But look at this is 1980s robot technology. You know, it's very simple. He's not super mobile or anything. He rolls on treads, he can rotate, he has very basic arm movement and stuff. You know, today it would be like a crazy ass full on cyborg, right? Doing backflips and shit.
This is what we could have in our houses.
Yeah. This one, not quite a real robot. There's a little bit of functionality in it. We were studying it recently, and I think there is some real motors up in the head. So maybe there's some kind of functionality.
Oh, we got it. Copyright. We got hit. I knew it. So, guys, here's what I'm going to say, all right? You never, for this show, DSP versus the Internet, we never know what's going to work and what's not, all right? But if you're going to submit clips that are obviously taken from a real show, like a show that's been on TV or whatever, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to get hit with copyright, you know? 9 times out of 10. And it sucks because that's like, I would love to watch that, but it's just not watchable on YouTube. You just can't. You got to be careful. It's got to be usually things that are like YouTube creator made, you know what I'm saying? Like a YouTube person video made it. Or, you know, news clip. You know, it sucks because I absolutely would love to watch that, and I probably will eventually go watch that myself, but it's just not a watchable thing we could watch because it's from a real TV show, right? So please be careful about what you submit. I mean, that was an Ultra member submission, and it sucks. I tried my best, but the stream's going to get shut down if we watch it any further, so I can't, and I apologize. But, yeah, all right, let's continue. Let's see what this one is. The Drew Robinson story trailer. It's only a minute long.
911 emergency.
I thought that I had to live up to this impossible level of perfection.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Drew Robinson with his first big league hit and making a home run.
I just remember the feeling of being on top of the world.
Jesus, looks like he must have got clobbered with a baseball, right? So hard that it paralyzed his body or something like that. It looks like it, right? Like, it looks like that's what happened. Sheesh. So, by the way, the copyright symbol has not gone away yet. I'm waiting. It should take about 2 minutes. If it goes away, we're in the clear. If the stream shuts down, guys, just stick around for another 2 minutes and the stream will come back, just so you know. We've already been through this. But it's annoying because it's not going away. I'm like, come on, man. Get out of here. Maybe if we split it up, it won't be affected. I want to watch this. Okay, it cleared up. Let's go.
How long did it last? Until the next day when I got sent down. I didn't handle the struggles of baseball very well.
He did not want anyone to know.
To know what?
I'll never be happy in this world.
Is there any serious bleeding?
How can this be happening? What happened? Are we trying to survive this?
Do you want to play baseball again?
Absolutely.
He got so lucky, he's still alive.
I'm supposed to help people get through something that they don't think is winnable.
I don't get it. What happened? What happened to him? Right? I don't know. From that trailer, I actually don't know what happened to him. He shot himself? Oh my God, seriously? So what happened? He got recruited to the MLB, Major League Baseball. Then what? He got demoted or whatever? So he attempted suicide? But now he wants to come back. I guess. It's very hard to tell from the trailer exactly what happened, right? Alright, let's continue.
How to shit. This and much more you know from birth. You can find the solution in your mind, learned by trial and errors, and the question of our video is open-ended. While videos about drugs and scandalous videos of star gaining popularity, we will talk about the most important thing which people are remaining silent about. How to wipe your ass. How much toilet paper do I need to tear up?
If you need instruction on how to wipe your ass, I mean, it's not necessarily rocket science. I mean, here's the thing. Like, if you think about in your life, when was the first time you learned to do something? When was the first time you learned to dress yourself? When was the first time you learned to bathe? When was the first time you learned to tie your shoes, to brush your teeth? It's probably things that your parents taught you over time, correct? Slowly but surely. Most of these things now they're so commonplace for us, we don't think about them when we do them. We just do them. They've become such a daily routine for us that it's not something that you would actively think about, correct? So, how do you wipe your butt? I mean, most of us you take toilet paper, you either fold it or ball it up, you go back there, you wipe, you double check, you do we all have our own techniques, right? Like for me, once I wipe, I have to do like a wipe check. You wipe repeatedly till you see that there's no more coming off and you know now you're clean, correct? You don't just wipe once, assume you're good and you're done and walk away. You see what I mean? But a lot of people, there's all these different techniques and everyone has a way that they figure out how to do it, correct? And everyone probably has. It was funny. Here's a funny thing. I almost guarantee you, if you were to have a room with 10 people in it, okay? And you just coldly asked all of them. Now, they're not together. They're all isolated. They're interviewed. If you asked 10 people in a row, how do you wipe your butt? Actually write step-by-step instructions. Half of them would not even be able to do it properly. because it's a thing you do. You don't describe it, you don't write it, you just do it. It's an instinct, a physical instinct that you now memorize this pattern, correct? And in addition, I guarantee you every person would tell you a completely different thing, because everyone just kind of has a method that they fall into for common things like that, and it's not necessarily equivalent, it's just we all do it, right? So it's funny because this is a video, how to wipe your butt. I guarantee you what this video says is not what a lot of people do. Let's just briefly see. I don't know if we want to watch the whole thing, but let's see.
It depends on what kind of shit you have. Or it's hard like stomach or diarrhea. In the first case, probably you will not even have a stain on your toilet paper, but in the second one, you will probably not wash out your fingers and they will sting even after the second time you're washing them. We need to find a balance. Do I need to crumble that or hold it into several pieces? It's highly likely that you use 2-ply toilet paper, folded twice using 2 tear-off sheets. Yes, there are a lot of like us, but there are crazy weirdos who's using 4 or 6 tear-off sheets at once, crumbed it up, and wiped their ass. I have tested this method and I have one thing to say. If you're not skilled enough, then probably you will find a shit under your nails and on your fingers.
As shit. I will say this. I am not a fan of the crumple technique. The crumple technique, essentially, you don't know exactly what you have in your hand, and because it's random rather than intended. Like, for example, if you're folding toilet paper and you have a folded piece, you know exactly the size, how much surface area you're working with, right? When you have a crumpled paper, I'm just going to do this. Crumple, shove it in my butt. You don't know. There's things sticking out. There's edges. They could get dirty. And now that might spread. You know what I'm saying? It could spread the disgustingness all over your butt. You basically need a fold. I can't imagine that people just literally grab a giant handful of toilet paper, like a ball sticking all over the place, and then shove it up their butt. I wouldn't do that at all. I do the fold method for sure. You got to have a set surface area so you know what you're working with, so you know that you can properly clean. That's my take.
The risk isn't worth it. Which side should I wipe my ass from? Front or back? And many people say that from the front, this is very unhygienical because you can touch accidentally your genitals. But from the back, it's also very uncomfortable, you know? So we have to find a canonical way to solve this problem. So I think the better way is to wipe it from the behind. And what if the ass is hairy? You know, with a smooth ass.
What if the ass is hairy? Well, then you're probably not human. You don't have to deal with it, right? Yeah, animals don't care about wiping their ass, right? Animals lick their ass. They use their tongue. They don't give a shit, right? They don't give a shit about shit. They just lick it. Anyway, so people are now disgusted. They want me to skip this. All right, let's see the next video. People are absolutely disgusted. Uh-oh. Major trigger warning. The video deals with animal abuse. Oh, I know what this is. I actually know about this. I've never watched this video, but I've heard of this. So, I don't know. Let's play to see. We're not watching the whole video. It's 22 minutes long.
As a platform, YouTube is home to an incredible amount of channels run by users who are desperate for fame.
Right.
To the point that they would do just about
dying
anything
to go
achieve
viral.
it.
I may fail, but if I fail, I want to die trying.
A risky attempt at fame left aspiring YouTube star Pedro Ruiz III dead.
Wow.
This is nothing new, of course, but every day I find it more and more shocking the lengths that people will go through just to gain internet clout.
Crazy.
And today's example
This
is
happens.
one of the more disturbing. For starters, let's address something. The internet has long since had an animal abuse problem.
Yeah.
So often, accounts will pop up showcasing vile and disgusting treatments of animals by users desperately in search of attention. This issue has always been rampant, and unfortunately it doesn't seem like it will ever stop, as new cases seemingly appear every week or so. But on YouTube, there's a similar issue happening right now, only it features a slight variation. It seems that on the platform,
Fake animal rescues.
there are a variety of channels that are abusing animals, such as cats and dogs. just not in the way that we are used to. Instead, the videos paint these abusers to be heroes. It's a difficult phenomenon to explain, so let me just show you. To start our investigation, we're going to be taking a look at an account called KM Animal, a channel with just 2 posts, but that's all they needed to make a lasting impact. A video entitled...
I get the feeling I'm going to get really upset, because I love animals, and this is really going to upset me. So just to forewarn you guys, if I get really angry or emotional, please bear with me. You know, it's because of the subject matter. But yeah, you know, people on YouTube can be really disgusting, and they'll do anything for clout. Imagine pretending you're rescuing an animal when in reality you're the one who put the animal in danger just to make the video to make you look like the hero, right?
Rescue's baby puppy was bitten by big dog was posted to YouTube on April 3rd, 2018. The caption is filled with broken English, but basically what they're saying is that they found this puppy who had a bite from a bigger dog that they couldn't find, and they rescued the puppy by giving it medicine. Now, I'm going to censor most of this video because there is nothing more triggering to me than seeing a puppy in pain, but it basically shows a dog with what appears to be a bleeding cut near its neck.
Ugh.
The dog is clearly in pain and totally terrified. But luckily, these kids stumbled upon it and were able to bring it out to safety. They rubbed some medicine on the dog, and just like that, it was back on its feet. There was even a follow-up video posted to the channel that showed the puppy being completely fine, without so much as a scar or even any sign of a wound for that matter.
Wait a minute. See, it's in reverse.
Honestly, this is some wholesome content. They saved this poor,
no, it's
adorable,
bullshit. It's in fucking
puppy.
reverse.
These kids are heroes. Is exactly what they wanted you to think. In the first video I showed you, people noticed that something was off with the puppy's supposed bite marks. The story was that a big dog had bit the young puppy, causing a severe injury. But there's something about this injury. Something isn't quite right. On the puppy, there is only one mark that looks more like a cut than anything. If he had truly been bitten, then wouldn't there have been injuries all over his body, given the fact that grown dogs typically have 42 teeth? So if a grown dog had really bitten this puppy with that much strength, then those other teeth surely would have caused damage too. So the possibility of this actually being a bite mark is all but impossible, unless the dog literally only had one tooth.
Yep.
Plus, the wound very clearly isn't a puncture, and again, it looks more like a slice, which is inconsistent with...
Just so everyone knows, because some people are like, oh, I'm not watching because I don't want to see... He's not showing anything. This is not one of the channels. This is a guy who covers this kind of dark stuff on the internet. I've seen Nick Crowley videos. I watched a few of his videos around Halloween last year. It's dark stuff like this. He's not showing anything. You don't have to worry about it. He's not going to show you gruesome stuff. He's definitely not trying to glamorize or give attention. He's trying to call out how horrible this stuff is. Okay?
Mark as well. And something else wasn't adding up either. When looking at the update video, the young puppy was still a puppy, and it looked to be the same exact size. Yet the wound had healed over so much that it was unrecognizable. Large wounds on dogs like that would typically take as long as 6 weeks to heal if left open. And that's not including the months that it would take to fully scar over, and then the years it would take for that scar to become this unnoticeable.
Right.
So all in all,
they did
the recovery
opposite.
time for the dog to look that good could have been years. And yet that dog was still a puppy. Now going a little further, this looks to be a Labrador, meaning that by just 3 months old, it would already be nearing 25 pounds, and by 6 months, it would be as high as 50. But this dog is just as small as it was before, making this update video all but impossible to be true. So what does this all mean? It means that everything here is clearly staged.
Yeah.
Everything but the dog's wound. And since we already know that it couldn't have come from a dog like they said, It appears that these kids did the unthinkable. They took a perfectly healthy puppy, filmed it.
Yeah, but the thing is, you got to realize it's probably not the kids. They were probably put up to it. It was probably a group of adults that wanted to get some kind of internet clout, and they had the kids do it. So, oh, it's innocent kids. They would never hurt a puppy, right? So now you believe it, right? And the thing is, this is just one example, and you can tell he's picking this example because it's such a small channel. But I think what he's getting at, and we're not going to watch any more of this because I know it's already triggering a lot of people here, is that there's likely a lot of YouTube channels that are bullshit. They claim they're helping animals. It could be animals. It could be humans. How much do you want to bet, right? Oh, we're a channel. We're doing this. We're helping this. And what are they really doing? They're actually creating the situation. They're creating the risk. They're creating the pain, the suffering to make a video, to get over. This whole internet culture of, what do they call it? Charity porn? That's what they call it, right? Where we're doing a good deed, but we have to glamorize it on the internet. Why? Why do you have to make videos about it on the internet? If you truly care about an animal, if you truly care about humans, if you care about anything, why aren't you just doing the charity work? And that's it. Why do you have to glamorize it for personal gain and fame and clout on the internet? Right? Right? And that's the real problem with a place like YouTube, is there's no monitoring of this. So you can have a situation like this where someone is abusing animals and you can't really prove it. And how do you stop it? But they get attention. It's messed up. It really is. But anyway, I don't want to go any further with this one, only because like some people are really getting bothered with it. I hear you. I understand where you're coming from. So we'll end it here. Thank you guys. This is part 2 of DSP versus the internet for April 22nd, 2023. Thank you for watching. And remember, best way to support this channel is becoming a member. Then you will be able to submit videos for next week. All right, guys. Thanks. See you in the next part.